This is a boring film, but it made me really happy. We slowly get to know Paterson, his life, his job, his past. We see that he was a soldier, and at first it annoyed me because I thought he's gonna be some weirdo and the film will use this fact that he was a soldier as an explanation of why he is weird. Later I found out that it truly has an effect on his personality, but not the way I first thought. The film is going on and nothing happens. I waited for the inciting incident and didn't get one. But as I saw Paterson's life and habits, somehow I felt good in this life. And there were always some funny little moments in the boring scenes. I know it's an easy solution that the film relies on a grunting dog to entertain the audience, but in this film it were just great. And there were always some new interesting things to think about, like Paterson's poems and how he always tries to write a few lines in his little notebook when he has a chance, and how his wife supports this hobby.
You are a great poet.
We see that Laura loves her husband very much, but it's also interesting that she doesn't have a job. Paterson supports them both, and she just chases her new and newer dreams, like the cooking, the painting, the guitar. Her husband accepts it with a quiet calm and runs away from her to the bar every night. At least that's how it seems at first. And even when Laura gets the new and expensive guitar, she just tries on clothes with it and watches herself in the mirror. It seems that only the external things are important to her. She doesn't hesitate to spend her husband's money on new dreams, but she doesn't actually want to do anything to reach them. That's how it seems. And it seems that way because we want to see it that way. Because that would be the comfortable thing for us. The knowledge that everybody has big dreams, but they never actually do anything about them. But that's us. And this film shows that it is possible to do it differently.
I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away.
Laura actually starts to learn to play the guitar, and she wakes up very early to bake a ton of cookies. Maybe she's not gonna be a country star, but she can learn to play the guitar with joy.
Well, that's as far as I got so far.
And maybe she's never gonna be a painter or a fashion designer, but she can find happiness in making clothes and in painting, and she can look at her work proudly. And she invents horrible new recipes, but she made all those cookies, and she made a few $100s with them. And if she keeps her enthusiasm, maybe one day she will have a successful cookie business. Laura is this free spirit who needs space to grow, but she works on it very much too.
Wow.
She also encourages Paterson to release his poems.
They should belong to the world, you know.
But he's perfectly fine with just writing for himself. It seems that these little things make him happy. To write a few lines here and there, to listen to his passengers' conversations, and to drink a beer in his favorite bar in peace. And he is always open and helpful. He's happy to listen to little girl's poem, and he doesn't hesitate when he has to disarm a heartbroken Romeo. Maybe that's why it's important that he was a soldier, not because of the disarming thing, but because maybe if someone saw and experienced horrible things, then that person can recognize and appreciate the little beauties in life easier. And we can recognize and appreciate all this, but this film is still very boring. Paterson is a simple bus driver. His most shocking day is when the bus breaks down. Everyone whom he tells about this waits for the bus to turn into a fireball in the story.
Could it have exploded into a fireball?
But in this film there aren't any fireballs.
No.
This boring storytelling, this form can make us realize that Paterson's life is just as boring as our own. Usually we go to the cinema to experience greater excitement than what our lives can offer. And now we have to watch a simple bus driver's boring life for 2 hours. But exactly with this recognition, we can learn from him. Because his life is just as uneventful as ours, but he's still happier than we are. And the simple reason for this is that he has a goal. He wants to be a poet. And no matter how great or unreachable this goal is, he still always works on it. And that's why he's always happy. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi writes it down great in his book called Flow, that if we choose a goal for ourselves, which is very difficult, but we have the basic skills, so it wouldn't be impossible, then if we start to work on reaching this goal, and we focus all our concentration on it, then we can experience this flow, which is happiness itself. We can see and feel this flow when Paterson's letters appear on the screen. In this film, we can experience what it is like when an ordinary person, a bus driver in his boring life, finds happiness. The biggest conflict in the film is when, out of negligence, Paterson's dream to be a poet gets ruined with the pages of his little notebook. But what he finds out with the help of the Japanese writer is that not success or the reaching of our goal is what's important. The road towards our goal is what makes us happy. Paterson learns it too, that even if he loses all the full written pages, he can always find a new blank page which he can start to write on again. Looking at Paterson's life for 2 hours, happiness seems easy. And actually this film, in its little boring form, proves us that it really is this easy.